What's going on, everybody? I'm joined with Brack, the professional Call of Duty player sitting in Challengers for the Black Ops 7 season. Started off competing in Infinite Warfare, the World War II season as well, where we got to see him join teams like Midnight Esports, Denial Esports, even Luminosity, and even going towards the league, starting off with Toronto Ultra, finding his way onto the Florida Mutineers roster in Modern Warfare 2. He's been across the block, even winning tournaments like the Toronto Open in Vanguard, the Challengers Final in Vanguard, and even recently in Black Ops 6, the Dallas Open, as well as representing Challengers in both EWCs that we have had for Call of Duty. Brack, you've pretty much done it all. And I'm excited to see you compete this year as well. But for Black Ops 7, just in general, how you've been feeling about the game?
Yeah, I think the gameplay is really smooth so far. I'm really liking the wall bouncing mechanic. The slide canceling is awesome. It's really similar to last year's. I think the gameplay-wise, and when you get into certain gunfights, it's been feeling really good, at least from the S&D tournaments that we've been playing here and there. I'm really excited for this year, this whole game, and just to see where we go with this whole season.
Yeah, I think that the season has a lot to kind of look forward to, especially with the announcement of even going to Europe for a couple of events. I'm sure that's something that a lot of people are excited for. For you in general, I mean, how does it feel to have the chance to go across the pond again?
Yeah, the last time I went across, we played in London and like in BO4. I was under Denial then. It was sick. I loved playing in the UK over there. I think it'll be super fun. Never been to Paris as well. I think that'll be awesome. I think it'll be just a good time. The flight will be all right, I guess. But yeah, I'm just super excited for all the events this year.
I think that's something that a lot of people are going to have to get used to with the flying across seas, the time zone change. It's always Europe to North America, not North America to Europe. And I was wondering too, and I was going to ask some of the European players about it. Do you think that's going to have a little bit of an effect for some of the players going over there?
I think it will for the North American teams. I don't know how much sleep they're going to be getting every night. I think it'll be tough. The last 2 years, you mentioned that I've been to the Esports World Cup, and it's definitely been harder to get sleep just traveling over there for myself. You're there for a whole week, so you kind of get used to it before you eventually play. But with the challengers, I mean, we'll get there like Wednesday, Thursday, just like if European teams were to come over here and play. And I think for the NA teams, it'll be definitely something that they'll struggle with and just have to try to get used to.
Yeah, no, I think that's kind of like the expectation for a lot of people with that time zone change, especially with a lot of the players maybe who are, rookies going into the season who may have never traveled into a different time zone. It's going to be a very different change, but it's enough talk about that. I do want to put some focus towards you, especially for the start of the season, because it's a new year. I'd say it's a completely new look for Brack in general. I mean, you got engaged over the off season. You're heading into your 8th year of competition from what it shows on at least your page. How is it going into this year? I mean, is there a different outlook as a competitor? Is there a different approach to the game maybe that you're kind of taking a look at?
Yeah, I plan on improving on a lot of stuff this year with my specific team. I'm going to have to take more of a leadership role. I tried to hone that last year and just try to be the best version possible. We went through a little bit of roster changes whenever we were winning and people getting picked up here and there. So I had quite a bit of teams again in challengers, and I don't know. I think this year I'm just going to have to take more of a leadership role and be the best version I can and guide my team the best way possible. And there's a little stigma going around. It's been going around for a while now, but it's just that I play too slow as an AR. I don't know. I proved it time and time again in challengers that I can just win with multiple different variations of rosters. I mean, I've won 5 events in challengers the past 3 or 4 years, and I don't know. It's been fun. I still have a lot of motivation to keep playing. I don't see myself giving up or, just taking a break anytime soon. My passion is at an all-time high, as it was 8 years ago. The goals this year, just become a better leader, win a little bit more than what I have been. I've been pretty consistent. I don't think I've placed out of the top 3 at an event ever since I've been in challengers, maybe once. But yeah, just be more consistent, win more, take a leadership role, and just prove that I can be this faster player that teams are just missing out on.
Yeah, I think that that's all great stuff to look forward to. I think that it's really hard, especially around teams, to break stigmas for a lot of players. I think that viewers just kind of latch onto it and hold on to it. But for a lot of people who might not really know what it's like to take a leadership role in a team, is there any way you can maybe go in depth on what taking a leadership role with your team is going to look like?
Yeah, I think in Call of Duty, there's a lot of ways that you can go about it. Just setting a good example is like a really good way at being a leader. It's just like the little stuff, like being on time, leading VOD whenever you're watching VOD of your scrims or your matches before or after practice. I think that'll just taking like the initiative and to talk about things and just guide your team the best way, like how to play to achieve the results that you want to achieve. So I think that's really good out of game. And then in game, just being as specific as I can be, just improving on communication and just in the moment of like a hardpoint hill, just telling everyone where they need to be or where the other team is going to be coming from. Just small things like that.
It's a jack of all trades when it comes to playing on a team that I think not a lot of people can replicate. And I'm excited to see if that's, something that you can take to the next level and reach those heights that you're looking towards. I think one thing you were saying is that or as a leader, it's really important to kind of look into this season, especially is, taking the time to go through with your teammates and kind of look at stuff. And for you, playing alongside what is going to be a team of Eric Boom, Fellow, and Nate, a fantastic roster that I love to see come together. But you're bringing on a young gun in Nate, and not a lot of people are going to know about Nate because this is his rookie season in Challengers, and you guys are kind of taking him under your wing. So as a leader going into this, is there some way that you were looking at this roster and were saying, hey, we need to bring in Nate for this team? What was the conversation like for that?
I think the conversation was Fellow and I, we have a lot of experience. We have joked about this past week. You flip a coin and one of us are winning in a Challengers event. It's basically facts. Every time he's came down, he wins. Every time I come down or I'm down here, I win. So I think having us as like an AR duo is a really good foundation. Eric coming over from the Europe region, I think he's going to be really good in NA. I mean, he won, if I'm not mistaken, all 3 elites last year. He won the Miami event as well. I think he's really good and he's consistent. I think he's really good at S&D as well. And then, we went with a new gun. He goes by Nate, and he just turned 18. I don't know if the scene really knows him that well. S&D community might, but he's won a bunch of, CMG elites and chows. He's been to locals, and that's where I got to know him from as well. And he's actually on our CCL team at Fisher, so I think he'll be a really good addition. He's a really fast, aggressive sub player. I think he just kind of fits our team really well with Eric kind of being a little slower, methodical sub, and him just kind of like running it down and just chowing. I think it'll be a really good combo there. And then, with like the leadership roles that I was mentioning earlier, just guiding him and guiding Eric and even guiding Tyler, just being the best possible players that we can be to get to the next level, right? And that is just to be in the league. We don't all want to stick together in Challengers the whole year teaming. We all want to be in the league, and I think we'll all do what we can to all see each other get there.
Well, it's funny. I can't wait to see you lead the CEO to, maybe his next corporate job. I know that sounds like I said he's going to a job, but no, it's just he's going to become something new with the leadership that you're bringing. You were talking about Fisher, and this is another thing that I did want to talk to you about, is the college side of things for yourself, because I'm sure there's probably a majority of people who don't know this about you, that you actually were competing the past couple seasons while going to school, taking classes, studying, and, chasing an education. This was within, Fisher College. You were playing in the CCL as well. You actually represented them at Playfly and won the Playfly championships, which is on the college side. What's it like as a competitor, especially a competitor of your stature who is placed nowhere outside of top 3 at these challenger events, and also has been studying for a college education.
So whenever I first started playing, I took a break from college. I was going, but I didn't even finish my first year. I didn't think college was going to be for me. This opportunity came up last year, and I just thought I had to take it, just for my future. I think it is what was best for me because after when I'm done competing, I don't see myself being this entertainer. I'm playing the game and I love the game, but I love it to just compete and to win, and I've always been like that throughout my whole life. But with college playing and with my studies, it's definitely been stressful, but it's also been just a really cool experience, playing with a new team, meeting a bunch of new people. It's been really fun. It's cool. It's a really cool idea that the CCL is just a thing, right? Playing Call of Duty and going to school. It's just a really nice and just to better the future, I guess, of gamers that are just trying to do this full time.
Yeah, and is there anything that you would say to maybe players who are looking to go pro, players who are looking to kind of reach that next level of Call of Duty, and take an education? Is there any kind of level of wisdom that you would give them?
So I would definitely recommend doing the CCL. Just being blunt, there's only 48 pros. Believe it or not, it's really hard to be in the league. I won a lot last year, placed second, third a lot of times, and even the year before, I won 2 events in MW3 under FaZe Black. After winning all that stuff, not even getting a call or getting in a meeting to get looked at, that was really hard. So my mindset after the MW3 year was like, all right, I'm winning. All right, it's decent money. I think I can still play in challengers, but my mindset was just, what am I gonna do after I'm done playing? And I definitely would recommend it. It's a harder schedule, but it's definitely worth it in the end, for sure.
Just a little extra steps to get to where you want to be and secure a good future. It goes a long way. Yeah, no, I think that all of that is great, and it's really exceptional, kind of like the steps that you're taking going into this year on what to expect for you as a competitor, just as a player, and for your team as well. But kind of while we wrap things up, because I don't have any more questions for you, is there anywhere that you'd like to plug for people to watch you and where they should kind of watch out for this year?
Yeah, definitely look out for Omen. As an organization, I guess we kind of ran stuff last year. Definitely look out for Omen and Challengers. I think it's a good organization to be under, and they're really consistent with who they go with for team-wise. And then, yeah, you guys can just watch me at Brack CN on Twitch, and I'm going to be a lot more consistent with my streams this year and streaming everything I do in Challengers just to try to get it more known, because I feel like this space could definitely be expanded. So as a player, doing everything that I can just to, grow my brand, and just, get people to watch Challengers a little bit more.
And actually, kind of before we close things off, that's a question that I heard a lot yesterday being talked about during the switcheroo. What is your kind of mindset in terms of streaming while competing? Is it something that you think everybody should do, or is it something that you think is optional?
I think it just depends on, I guess, who the player is. Towards the end of every season, I haven't been a big fan of streaming because I'm a competitor at heart, right? I don't want to pursue entertaining. So I think like towards the end of the season with, the biggest tournaments coming up, a lot of people like to cut back on it. Pros never stream their scrims or anything to give away their strategies and whatnot. But I think in challengers, this year I'm going in with it as a new mindset, but definitely streaming will help just get your gameplay out there and just let your team be more looked at. I definitely would recommend it to, if it is possible for challengers players to stream everything that they can. So yeah, definitely would recommend it.
Well, thank you, Brack, for everything, for talking about your season that to look forward to, and just joining me and coming on.
Yeah, thank you, Seymour. I appreciate it.